Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Listen to a little live Death album, Death from LA back in the day. Rest in peace, Chuck Schuldiner. And there you go. Now we're going to do a beer from Founders, the infamous Founders. So there it is. 2021 Panther Cub. And this is coming at 9.2 alcohol by volume, so a robust porter, basically. Imperial robust porter. Barrel-aged series. Porter with vanilla extract and maple syrup aged in bourbon barrels. That's what it says. And, of course, Grand Rapids, Michigan. So let's roll it in a glass and see what we got. Okay, let's smoke off of that a little bit. We'll label out, folks, with the Panther Cub. Beautiful. Bottle on 2/2/21. All right, there you go. All the information. Okay, khaki colored head right here. Alcohol leg sticking from that 9.2 as to be expected. Up to the light, just a rind of a caramel hue at the pinnacle of the glass, basically. Pretty much. Aroma. Cheers. Wow, there is bourbon in the nose. It has almost like that, again, like almost a strange sour mash kind of tonality to the bourbon. Like a sour mash whiskey instead of like a real bourbon, but it is in there. Might be a little soft funkiness from the barrel as well. But chocolate, a lot of chocolate coming up. Hints of peppery bourbon, ethanol alcohol wafting through it. Roasty toasty, lots of chocolate. Baker's and milk chocolate coming through this. Maybe because from the barrel, I get more fusel ethanol alcohols and not maybe just like a lot of robust, rounded bourbon tonality. So let's. Good times. Cheers. Really easy drinking. 9.2 hidden. It is warming. There's a little, you're breathing out a little bit, but honestly, easy drinking, not getting in the way of the beer at all. A lot of chocolate. There's a little bit of a fudgy chocolate in the background coming out, which I was really surprised. A really nice chocolate porter, I guess you'd say, for right now. Not getting a lot of bourbon. Getting a little bit of nuance, but it's more chocolate. Chocolate all day chocolate. Not getting maple syrup, not really pulling a lot of vanilla. There is sweetness, but I think the chocolate's kind of masking a little bit. Honestly, if they would have just said chocolate porter, I'd be on par with that. But a little lacking on some of the other characteristics, as it says. Let's see, it says porter with vanilla extract and maple syrup and aged in bourbon barrels. Now there is a little hint of that bourbon in the background. I'm gonna breathe in and out. A little earthy pepper into the background, roasted toasty, of course, and a brown bread. Mostly chalk though. A lot of chocolate. Hint of caramel too from that bourbon. Plus, well, the grains wouldn't be indicative of anyway. A lot of chocolate. There's a lot of chocolate in this. Creamy. Low side of a medium side, I would say, of a medium body overall. A nice roasty toasty again, right through the middle of the palate. Chocolate comes in on the sides, and you're breathing out that bourbon. There's a sweetness there that could be vanilla, and it could be, but I think a lot of this other stuff is kind of just wrapping it up in its own little thing. I'm not really pulling any kind of maple syrup, but again, a lot of maple syrup just attenuates when you put it into things. You don't get a lot out of it, especially as the more it's in the beer, it'll just attenuate out and just become ABV. But there is a distinct earthiness, which that might be coming through a little bit of that maple syrup as well. Again, ooh, beautiful pair of chocolate. So, that being said, chocolate-based beer, chocolate porter, this is fantastic. Vanilla maple syrup, bourbon barrel aged beer, not so much. It's one of those kind of deals. So, I am definitely enjoying it. It's definitely a nice beer. 9.2, nice, very tasty, beautiful chocolate. Again, I'd say it again, because it's kind of have this like fudginess, dark. Those little crust edges of the fudge when you cook, or brownies rather, fudge brownies. You have that. You have that kind of more baker's chocolate thing. You have a little bit of milk chocolate in there. It's kind of really well rounded on the chocolate components, what I'm super happy about. But if you're buying it solely for a big bourbon barrel aged drinking experience, I would say it's kind of still clear this one. If you like just dark beers, great beer to pick up. But excuse me. Again, the vanilla is a bit kind of muddled, kind of overshadowed, I guess the word is, and the bourbon barrel is a little light. It's more on the back end. You kind of get a nuance of it, breathing it out, like smelling it and then breathing it out. But it is a beautiful, robust chocolate porter, I guess you would call it. So let's see what it says. Pour the rest in. It says a robust porter. Yes. Panther Cub is aged in the finest bourbon barrels, baby. Available along with a kiss of maple syrup and vanilla extract. The aroma of maple and vanilla combined with a surprisingly deep character to make this rare creature one to gaze upon fondly. Don't let it fool you. This kitten has claws. All kittens have claws. That's a kitten fact. So anyway, yeah. So me being, let's just say this was chocolate porter. You know, boom. Well, I would probably damn near match the ABV 9.2, 9 out of 10, that kind of thing. Bourbon barrel aged vanilla extract, bourbon barrel aged, you know, vanilla extract and maple syrup porter. I'm gonna give it probably in the fucking 7. You know what I mean? So there's a distinct difference. I'm enjoying it at a 9, but if you want to go by style and what the presentation is, it's probably about a 7 overall. But I wanted to point out the fact that I am enjoying it at a 9 as a chocolate porter. You know what I mean? So I just want to put it out there because there is nothing wrong with this beer as far as that goes. The taste is very nice and it's definitely enjoyable. But yeah, this has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers. Bye-bye. Watch that finger. Here it comes.